Hello, I'm Kelly Wilde, tranny tragic from Barnet in Hertfordshire. That's about 10 miles north of London. Now, why would I refer to myself as a tranny tragic? Well, it has to do with the fact that at 78 years old, it's difficult to look glamorous or sexy. And so I make do with simple Harley Quinn t-shirt, for example, a bra, short skirts, sissy knickers, a little bit of bling here and there. That'll do me. Now, my job, as I see it, is to save all life on planet Earth from total nuclear obliteration. Oh, well, you may say, that's a tall order for a semi-literate transvestite moron. But I have to tell you, I have what is known as a cunning plan. Presently, I'm writing to hundreds of media people, politicians and scientists, trying to get them on board. Think back a while. You remember Al Gore. He produced a movie called An Inconvenient Truth. Yes, he did. And it warned people of the dangers, the threat of global warming. I'm looking for my Al Gore, someone who'll produce a movie to warn the population of the world just how close we are, not only to global warming, but to global scorching, instant global nuclear scorching, something several thousand times more deadly, more immediate than global warming. I'm not saying global warming isn't a threat. I'm saying global scorching, instant global nuclear scorching, is thousands of times more serious.
Hey, Greta, get a load of this. What on earth makes you think you're going to live long enough to suffer the consequences of global warming? Gird your loins and get ready for global scorching.
See, we all remember the Cuban Missile Crisis back in 1962 and how President Kennedy saved us all from nuclear oblivion. And we think it's all over now. No one would be stupid enough to start a nuclear war. How wrong can you get? You forget, or perhaps you haven't been told, that 42% the population, or at least the adult population of the USA, is looking forward to nuclear war. The rapture. What is the rapture? It's all about Armageddon theology, end times theology. Seconds before the nuclear warheads explode, and remember, there's more than 20,000 of those. Seconds before they all explode, the righteous ones, the born-again, rah-rah-rah evangelical Christians, they will be raptured bodily into the sky. Coincidentally, just as Jesus happens to be plummeting down. he will meet the righteous ones mid-sky, give them a little pat on the head, then he will continue fluttering down to earth, where he will do battle with the great beast, 666. He will drive the great beast into the pit of eternal flame and fire and horror, after which the righteous ones, who are still up there, remember, fluttering around, they will flutter down to earth and repopulate the planet. Everything from that point on will be tickety-boo, hunky-dory. Are you looking forward to it? Non-righteous ones, the ones who aren't born again evangelical rah Christians, will be condemned to hell along with the great beast. That includes me, and it might just possibly include you. Now you might be thinking, in fact I'm pretty sure you are, that no one would be stupid enough to believe such moronic shit. But you would be wrong. 42% the population of the USA, or at least 42% the adult population of the USA, not only believes it, but is looking forward to nuclear war, longing for the obliteration of all life on planet Earth except for them. If you doubt my word, you need to get hold of a copy of Time magazine, July the 1st, 2002. It's all there. Millions upon millions upon millions of Americans and around the world who are longing for global nuclear obliteration. It's all there. Get a copy. I'll produce a link to it on my website. You have no idea how many lunatics are controlling things in this country. This isn't just a conspiracy theory. The facts are all here in this magazine. The Time people employed the Pew Research Center to look into it, and they discovered that 39% the population of the USA is longing for nuclear war, and that percentage has now increased to 42%. Get ready.
The doomsday clock is seriously ticking. Designed to symbolize how close our planet is to annihilation, it now reads 100 seconds to midnight, the closest it's ever been. And it's all because of fears about nuclear war.
Well, the moment is serious. Tell me, how else can we tell people where we're at?
And then you might say, well, if they're that stupid, why should we worry about them? Here's the reason why. The brain works in mysterious ways. A person might be brilliant, have a very high IQ with one part of his or her brain, and yet with the other part of the brain be a complete moron, believe any old shit that comes his or her way. The French philosopher Voltaire summed it up beautifully. He said, he was talking about Arabs, but it applies to all of us. He said, an Arab might be a brilliant mathematician, a learned chemist, and an accomplished astronomer, yet still believe Muhammad keeps half the moon up his sleeve. That doesn't just apply to Arabs. You've got Christian brain surgeons who know that a brain cannot survive without air, oxygen, for more than a few minutes. Deprived of oxygen, it will die, and before long, it will putrefy. That same brain surgeon may well worship a walking corpse that's been dead for almost 3 days, and yet it bounces back to life, walks, holds intelligent conversations with its disciples. This brain surgeon can hold these two opposing beliefs in the same brain. And that's the problem we're facing right now. Because these evangelical rah-rah-rah Christians may well be programming Pentagon computers. They could be crewing and commanding nuclear submarines. They could be flying nuclear-armed bombers. They could be, fresh-faced Baptist boys sitting in pairs down missile silos, just awaiting the command from God to launch their anointed missiles. This is not a joke. This could happen at any moment. Thousands of nuclear missiles are on hair trigger alert, meaning that they will be launched within seconds or at least minutes of a mistake, an error of some kind, a computer glitch, a virus, or, as I've just pointed out to you, a deliberate attempt to bring about global nuclear obliteration. And so the second part of my job, while I'm writing to hundreds of politicians, scientists and media people, is to expose the Bible as a complete fraud, a book filled from cover to cover with lies and horror and absolute bullshit. Get ready, it's coming to a theatre near you.
The explosion of the first atomic bomb marks a turning point for humankind. Over the following decades, more than 2,000 atomic warheads are tested. They generate an unprecedented release of radioactive dust that spreads across the globe.
This is the first in a series of 25 videos exposing the Bible as a cruel, horrible hoax, a fraud. The next video will be an introduction to the horrible, disgusting, sadistic plagues that this ghastly and hideous deity, Jehovah, Yahweh, Jehovah, whichever name you prefer, inflicted upon the innocent civilians of Egypt. And he did it just for a laugh, just because he could, and in order to get honor. I've already produced that video once, but it was a bit of a mess. I'm going to reproduce it. It will be the second video in this series, and we'll take it from there.